Today we're making bone marrow butter. Let's get cooking. To make marrow butter, we need marrow bones. I picked these up from Chris's Specialty Foods. These two should provide plenty enough marrow for our butter. Oh, that reminds me, set a stick of butter out on the counter to soften. You can use unsalted. I'm using salted butter. And hey, you know I always have an audience. So I've got the coals nice and hot, and we get the marrow bones right over the fire. Then I hit them with a little bit of my Cajun seasoning that I mix up myself. Once we've got a little sprinkle on there, we're just gonna let those bones sit over that fire and get right. One of the things I love about my Sunstone hybrid grill is that I can crank the charcoal tray up higher to the grates to get a higher heat. I could also lower them to do a little lower and slower cooking. Once the marrow starts to separate from the bone and it's got a nice char on it, we're gonna pull those off. And now it's time to mix everything up. To our bowl, we're gonna add 1 stick of softened butter. Again, this is salted butter. You can use whatever kind you prefer. We're gonna add a 1/2 teaspoon of my own seasoning that I make with Redmond Real Salt. You could use whatever seasoning you like. I really like all the rubs made by Redmond Real Salt because they have nice, clean, organic ingredients. Then we're gonna scrape that marrow right into the butter. Be careful not to burn yourself. These were still a little hot from pulling them off the grill, but we're gonna scrape that marrow right down into the butter and give it a good mix with a fork. Once the marrow and the seasoning are incorporated, we're gonna put it in some plastic wrap and form it into a log. Let it sit in the fridge, the longer the better, and then we'll go ahead and take a nice slice off of there and set it right on top of our steaks to rest. This bone marrow butter is so flavorful. I hope you give it a try. I've linked everything up down in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.